Okay, hello everyone. Listen, I want to try something new. I'm just going to try to freestyle a little bit with my videos. Uh, you know, I won't go into a whole lot of detail. I just want to tell you that this is going to be my first video for my water fast. I've done different types of fasting several times. Last year was, I guess, my biggest accomplishment. I did 60 days on just vegetable juice, and that was without the pulp. I was taking the pulp out, and we didn't do a really good job with that. I frequently got too much pulp and too many pieces in the juice, so sometimes it would kind of activate my stomach a little bit, and so it would just kind of make me a little hungry here and there. So even though I had great results and it really helped me out a lot, it still wasn't enough. Still got some problems with my body, especially right now. I might start coughing. I don't plan to edit this video. I just want to put it on, and I'm going to try to tell you as much as I can as quickly as possible. I think this first video will be a little longer than the others because I can tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from the U.S., but I've been living abroad in mostly China for the past several years. I left over 4.5 years ago, and I spent 3 months in Japan. I spent a month in Thailand. That was also for my health because I was on a small island. A really great little place, but the price is a little high. If you can do something yourself locally, obviously it's more cost effective. But to go to a place like that, to be able to go to a place like that, is very useful, and it's conducive to what you want to do. The people there are only there to help you recover your health or become healthier or whatever. But anyway, I've just got, I'm 42 right now, and even though, especially around here, but even I guess back home or back in the U.S., many people think that I'm younger than my age, and here they always say that I'm around 30, 33, somewhere in there. They always think I'm at least 10 years younger or so that's cool. But I know how I feel, and I know the conditions that I have with my body, and I'm always having to battle problems, and it seems like even after a 60-day vegetable juice fast, I still have issues. And what I realized is, because my whole life, what I learned from my parents was basically zero nutrition. We just drank Cokes and ate junk all the time, and we were just constantly given medicines, all sorts of cough medicines and antibiotics and shots. I can't tell you how many shots I had when I was a kid. There's so many things I could tell you. I mean, so maybe you're like me, maybe you're not. I don't know. But when I was very young, I became deathly ill, and I almost died. They didn't know what was wrong with me. I lost weight. I couldn't eat. I was in tons of pain. People couldn't even touch me. I was hurting everywhere, and suddenly I was able to recover. And they said that would hurt my health, and I wouldn't grow to be very big. No, I am 6 feet 2 inches, about 187 centimeters or so. So I mean, centimeters. I still have to think about the conversion stuff, but I've gotten a little used to it being here in China. But anyway, that happened, and then my childhood, in a nutshell, was horrible. Okay, so I'll just tell you that. I'm not going to go into the detail of that. I don't want to focus on the negative, but there was so much trauma in my family. I guess you could kind of say, if you take out drug issues, drinking issues, and sexual abuse, if you take those out, then basically my family had all the other issues. And I know some people think, oh, that doesn't sound bad, but I was a middle child, and I got all of the crap, essentially. My brother went through a lot, and my sister went through a lot, but we were treated all differently. And where I fell was, I wouldn't just take what I wanted, and I thought that was wrong. And my brother could do that. He has all the charm. My brother He's a really cool guy. Everybody loves him. He's the one that everybody likes the most in the family, and that includes me. I like him the most. He's awesome. But he has a lot of charm, and he can just take what he wants. He's the oldest, and he can just take. But he also had a lot of stress, having to be like the peacemaker in the family all the time, because that's the position he had. But and my brother and I are still very close. Still love him very much. Still loves me. My sister, she's the youngest. She's the only girl. But by the time she came along, my parents, is from my perspective, had already hoped for a girl. And when I was born, I got the girly haircuts and pink outfits and stuff like that. I've looked at some of my old videos. I mean, not videos, old pictures when I was a kid. I show them to my friends, and they always say, "Why are you wearing pink?" Well, I think it's because my parents were really trying to have a girl. My middle name is Allison, so I think that's another indicator of that fact. But I'm telling you all this because my sister was basically spoiled, and she wanted something, and if she didn't get it, she would just scream and cry or throw a fit, and that included my stuff. So I couldn't keep anything because she would want, if she wanted, she would throw a fit, and I would get in trouble. So I'd get whipped, I would get yelled at, I would get whatever, always punished. Never could explain myself. I was just told you can't make your sister upset, and what I realized was the only way to not make her upset was to just not be there. So I did my best to stay out of the house and just stay away. But yelling and throwing things in the house was a regular thing. And I'm not making this video to bash anybody. But there are a lot of people out there that go through a lot of stuff like this. And what I realized, even in China, is that it's the same as my family essentially. And it's amazing to me just how similar my family is and was to a lot of families here, which is, you just you don't deal with issues directly. You just kind of pretend, so that everybody on the outside thinks one thing, because face issue, but the reality is like terror at home. And I'm not saying that all Chinese families are terror at home. That's not what I'm saying, because there are a lot of really great people here. I'm just saying that in general, they don't want people to know, I guess, the truth if it causes them to lose face. And that's exactly how my family basically was, which is, listen, guys, we don't care about the reality at home. We don't have to have an actual good family that's loving and caring, but on the outside, and people need to think that. And it's possible that some people in my family see this video, and if you're watching this and you're somehow offended by that, me saying this publicly, I'm sorry, because and by sorry, I'm sorry, I mean I apologize that you feel that way, and I'm not trying to justify things. I hate it when people tell me I'm sorry for you feeling that way when they hurt my feelings. But I really do believe that I have no ill intentions. I know that I don't have any ill intentions. I've thought a lot about these things, and my goal is to heal myself in every possible way, and that's the point of this video, and that's why I'm saying all this, because you're watching this right now. I hope that you're fasting for you, the water fasting thing. It's not just about curing the body. It's about curing the mind. It's about washing your life and cleaning things up. And to be honest, I'm just tired of so many things. I'm tired of my family's issues, current issues, even though I'm here so far away from them and not even communicating with several of them at all. And that's because I've chosen not to. It's not because I don't love them, and it's not because I want to hurt them. It's just because every time we communicate, it does a couple of things. One is there's always a problem. I'm always guilted into, why are you there? You should be here. You should be in your home country. You should be in your home state. You should be living close to us, or maybe even with us, and it's just being all enmeshed and together. And so I'm made to feel guilty because I have a daughter whom I love very much. And I do love my daughter. She's awesome. And I wish I could see her all the time. I wish she could be here with me. But the issue with them is they try to make me feel guilty. And by they, I'll say several people in my family. And not all. I think that largely my brother, I know he doesn't understand a lot of what I do, but he's told me he doesn't care about that. What he cares about is just supporting me. And that's what makes my brother so awesome to me and so different than everyone else, because other people in my family will either just outright guilt me, try to guilt me, or insult me, or try to pretend to be on my good side. And it doesn't work. I'm a very smart, perceptive guy. I can feel those things. And so that's why I have a better relationship with my brother. But as it relates to my body, because first and most importantly is my mind, getting my mind and my emotions clear. My relationships with my romantic relationships have not been that great. I'm divorced. I've been divorced for almost 10 years. And my daughter will be 17 years old soon. It's very strange to think about that, but that's the truth, and it's amazing. But my girlfriend and I here have a Chinese girlfriend, and she, in many ways, is so much better than the relationship that I had before, and I've learned a lot. We were together for over 2 years here, and right now we're not really together. We still see each other, but to me, that relationship also is just not what she needs and not what I need. And so we've taken a large break from it. And so this is another one of those things, the past relationship stuff and the childhood issues and all of these things, the emotional issues, all these things need to be fixed. And then there's the second thing, which is the physical thing, the health in the body, not just the mind but and the spirit, but the body. And when I was in high school, I played basketball all the time and sports all the time. And my body was very thin. I was very, very thin, but I was never really strong. And I was always fatigued, and I felt like I couldn't build my endurance up very high. I just never felt very strong in endurance and power. Now, as I got a little older, I felt more power, but my endurance still sucked, and I just felt like it wasn't there. But when I look at my diet from the past until, not too long ago, I was always given junk, and my family couldn't afford really to have good food, or even choice food. We often had the cheapest food you can find, and we were living on, bologna sometimes, and spam or whatever, or canned meats, just whatever we could get, make sandwiches. We constantly have sandwiches and chips and just junk food and just Cokes. If it was cheap, go to Walmart and we don't get orange juice, we get orange drink, right? And we don't get grape juice, we get Kool-Aid. And we don't even get Kool-Aid. We'd never get Kool-Aid. We would get the fake Kool-Aid, like the Walmart brand Kool-Aid or something. So my family literally grew up on all this junk, and I was taught this habit. I gained a lot of weight later during my marriage, and to make a long story short, after all that, after my divorce, I went back to the university, and then I left and I went to China. I got my first teaching job in Guangzhou, and then I'm still in China now, and I'm doing my best to build my online business. Making films is my desire, which is why you see these green screens here, which I need to de-wrinkle. They're not ready to be used. I'm just setting them up to test some lights. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why I haven't made a video here. So I just, it's because I wanted something to look nice. But now I'm not so concerned about that. I'm just concerned now about doing something, which is why today I'm starting my water fast. I've bought a lot of distilled water, and at my office and here at home, I'm going to have a ton of distilled water every day, and I'm going to make a short video to update. My goal is to make one every day, But I think maybe if there are no major things to report, no changes or whatever, then I won't do that. I'm wearing my Naruto shirt that I got on opening night of this movie in Japan, because Naruto is my favorite show of all time. It's just inspirational to me. I watched it during some really difficult times in my life, so I'm wearing the shirt just for that reason. But I want to make movies, but I haven't been making much. Right now I have whooping cough. If you've ever had whooping cough, I'm so sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I don't wish this on anybody, but I've had it now for almost 4 weeks, and it's been mostly bad over the past 2 weeks. And the first time I woke up coughing, I couldn't breathe, and it was dark in my room. I couldn't see anything because it was the middle of the night. And you wake up coughing and you can't breathe. It's a very scary feeling. I don't fear death, but that's a strange situation. If it's never happened to you, you don't understand it. It's scary. So after that, I went to the doctor. I wasn't coughing when I went to the doctor, so she said, "You seem fine to me." Typical doctor stuff. Go to the doctor, you tell them what's wrong. They don't listen to you. They just want to shove you through, give you some medicine, antibiotics, whatever, maybe give you a shot, make you feel better, and then you can go, right? And I wasn't interested in feeling better. They've tried to give me medicine before for my foot. I injured my foot playing basketball, and I just wanted to fix it because it's taken so long to fix. But the doctor basically said, "You can just take some pain medicine and live with it." What? And then they looked at me like I was crazy because I refused the pain medicine. I didn't want that. I just wanted to find a way to fix it, and they had no idea. So, and it's the same here in many places as it is in the U.S., which the doctor thinks basically they know everything. And if you think there's a better way or whatever, they think you're crazy because you know nothing. And I've been told that before. You're not special. You're not a doctor. You have no degree. I've even been told this by church leaders. We won't get into all of that, but people get into this high level, and then they act like, who are you? You're just some guy with a degree in humanities. Okay. But anyway, right now my body, because of the cough, the pain in my throat, and the inability to breathe sometimes, my voice goes out sometimes. I have to try really hard not to cough, especially while I'm saying all of this. But I speak to a lot of people every day, and it's very difficult for me to keep that under control right now. So that, and my foot's still recovering, the heel of my foot's still recovering from basketball when I injured it in Tokyo, and then again here locally. My weight issue, and I'll show you, see, my stomach has a strange shape right now because I had surgery several years ago. It's another thing that maybe I'll share later in another video with more detail, but you can see where I was cut open here all the way down for surgery, and that was because of a bullet wound, a gunshot wound. A bullet went right in here and did a kind of a zigzag, and then came out my back right here, missed my backbone by just a little bit. But after major surgery and then a couple of hernias that resulted from the surgery, and so another major surgery to put in a part of a pig mesh. So I guess I am a pig. If I say I'm a pig, a girl says, "You're a pig." Well, yeah, in a way I am. I am part pig. But anyway, I've had a couple of major surgeries to fix this. One to save my life, and one to fix these big hernias. But I still struggle with the weight issue. I've still got I'm much smaller than I used to be, and my family thinks I'm at the right size. But to me, I know how I feel, and I know what I'm happy and unhappy with, and I'm not happy with the way I feel in my body right now. And so, I had a couple of herniated discs a few months ago that have improved a lot because I've done some things for it, but it causes pain in my head. I've got pain in my shoulder and chest. I get foot massages often. Twice a month I get a foot massage for both of my feet. It makes my chest feel better, actually. I get a body massage once a week. All of these things I do to help myself to get better. But now it's clear that I need to take some other measures, and I've been wanting to do the water fast, and so that's what I'm starting on now. And so by putting this on YouTube and updating it, I'm doing it live right now. Well, not live, but it's going to go straight from the recording to YouTube. I might do some live stuff in the future if I get some people following and you know it starts to get more views. I guess I'll do some live stuff and I can answer some questions. I mean, I can answer some questions about all sorts of stuff. I've made some short films. I made my first full-length feature film here in China a couple of years ago. It took 1.5 years to make it. I used English language students. We shot the whole film in English, and it was an amazing experience. It's not a professional film, but it's a very nice film and very original. You've never seen anything like it. So I can answer questions about living in China, living in Japan, traveling in Asia. I even went to Vietnam. I've been to Hong Kong lots of times. I lived down there close to Hong Kong in Guangzhou. I lived in Tokyo for 3 months. I've been to Japan 9 times. I speak some basic Japanese, and I've been studying Chinese more lately since I live here. So I've been getting better at that. There are lots of questions that I can take. So if you want to ask me anything, it doesn't have to be related to water fasting, and I've studied it a lot, water fasting and juice fasting, and I've done a bit of both, a lot of juice fasting and a little bit of water fasting, but I'm not an expert. All I can say is what I've read and what I'm reading and what I'm doing and the results of that. But I believe my body is really suffering a lot from sugar. I've had a problem with sugar for many, many years, ever since I was a kid, and just eating bad food. Since about 1.5 years ago, I've really laid off the meat. I'm getting almost no meat in my diet, but I still feel like I have a long ways to go. The body odor issue, I think it's just way too out of control. There's no reason for me to start to smell bad as soon as I start to get hot and sweat. I think this is unnatural. And so that's one of the things I'm aiming to tackle. I believe when that's tackled, that it's a good signal that my body is doing much better. But one of the immediate things is I want to do my best to, excuse me, I want to do my best to get rid of this whooping cough. It's really, really causing me to be bogged down. I have websites that I'm working on. I have some things I want to write. I have some films that I want to get together and shoot. But I can't right now. If I feel like this, it's difficult to spend too much time talking and resting at night. Sometimes I don't sleep. Last night I didn't sleep very well. A couple of nights ago I woke up many times, and it was because of this cough. It gets really bad in the evening. It's more manageable during the day. It makes it possible to get some things done, but I have to try really hard not to cough. It becomes pretty bad. But at nighttime, as soon as I lie down, it's terrible. And because my girlfriend is not here and we've not been together, I'm not getting any support there, really. I mean, she did help me go to the hospital and talk to the doctors there, because these local doctors don't understand any English. But but she is not directly involved in my life right now, and so because of that, I don't have the strong, I guess, moral support and pat you, rub you, hold you kind of thing. I'm not a baby guy when I'm sick. I still go. I still do the things that I need to do. But it's always nice to have somebody there for you, maybe who can sometimes make you some soup, or get the things you need, or do just these little things that can really make your life so much better when you're not feeling well. But since this is normally such a long illness and debilitating in some ways, I want to do the best that I can now to get rid of it, and so I'm going to treat it with water fasting. And the water, I didn't bring my jug in here, I guess, but I'm using Watson's water. I don't know if any of you in other countries know Watson's water, but it's I believe it's very popular in China and in Japan. And it's a big jug of distilled water, and I believe it's about the best quality distilled water that I can get around here. and luckily I can just order it in bulk. I can get many big jugs, and I keep them in my office and keep them here. Okay, but anyway, that's kind of my opening video. I apologize for being so wordy, but I don't get an opportunity very often to say this much English this fast. Usually I'm talking to my friends around me here, and even if their level of understanding is pretty good of English, just talking quickly and saying, just idioms and expressions and slang and things like that, it's not something I get to do very often, so it's nice to be able to even talk to you guys and gals. But anyway, I do want to show you where I'm at now, because I want to keep kind of a visual for you, a visual reference for you on how my body progresses as I'm doing the fast, because I really believe that for my water fast, I need to do this for more than a month. I think it's going to be a while. My goal is to just go and go and go and go until a message comes along very clearly that says it's time to eat again. And when I get to that point, then I'll stop. I don't know when that's going to be, but I do know that I did 2 months of my vegetable fast, and I could have kept going, but 60 days was my target, and I could have kept going. And looking back now, I wish that I would have, but that's just what happened. So I'm not going to say it is what it is, because I'm getting away from that expression. Oh, I just said it. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to take off my shirt so you can see how sexy I am. Well, actually, yeah, you can see I've got the little bit of a tan there, not too much, and then the super white never gets suntan. Okay, so you see that I've got definitely too much fat here because of the surgery. After they did the second one, they put in the mesh, to hold everything together here. It caused me to have this little pooch right here. But anyway, if I just relax and if I don't suck in my stomach, this is how it looks. But I've got too much fat here, kind of like some man boob, like especially over here around this area, around my heart. I think it's bigger over here. Got some fat here, and some on the sides. And my arms and my legs always tend to be skinny, so my torso gets very big and it gets kind of concentrated in here. And I think that this is the main area of my health issues, is just kind of radiating out. This is your core anyway, so that's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm gonna keep you up to date. I don't know what my weight is today, but when I do a video, I guess tomorrow, I'll let you know what my weight is. I'll weigh. My scale is not here, it's somewhere else. I'll have to weigh there, and then I'll tell you tomorrow. But anyway, this is where I'm at right now. I'm not very muscular at the moment, but as soon as this cough ceases, I will go back to the gym, and I've got a good workout plan. I did it for 3 days, and then I got this cough, so good job. But anyway, thank you very much for checking out this video. If you're one of my friends, it's good to talk to you again. If you're one of my family members, it's good to talk to you again as well. And I do miss all you guys, but you should come see me sometime. It's not always my financial burden to fly over there. It's better for you to come here anyway, because I know none of you have been to China. So why don't you come and visit, and I can show you around. I'm not too far from Shanghai, so I can show you around, or we can go to Japan also. It's up to you. But anyway, for all my new friends, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. And let's see what happens over the next month or two or whatever, and see where this goes. Okay? All right. Peace, and I'll see you soon. 再见。